Everybody, it's time for another good word from God's Word. I am coming at you on this Saturday. Guys, it's the Saturday before Christmas. I'll be honest with you, I kind of procrastinated. I did. I put it off. But I got it done. I did. I got it done Thursday. Yeah, I got it done Thursday. Thankfully, there's only really one person I have to buy for, and that's the wife, and she takes care of everybody else. Sorry, but that's the truth. It's just the way it is, and that's what makes Liz awesome. So today, I hope you're doing awesome. We are talking about from Luke chapter 12, verses 22 through 31. And what we're talking about specifically is worry. And what are we supposed to do with worry? And what are we supposed to do with anxiety? What are we supposed to do? And I tell you, this week was a worrisome week. And I'll tell you why. Because I got exposed to COVID this week. And it was like, oh no, what are we going to do? Don't worry, I'm fine. I went and got a negative test. I quarantined. I did all that. Actually, today was my last day of quarantine. Went and got tested, and all good, all gravy. So I am fine. But sitting separate from your family, like they're there, but they got to stay 6 feet away and like moving all around the house. And if you quarantine, you know what this is like. It's just like it's probably just about the worst thing in the world, not being able to be around people and being stuck at home. And like I said, it added extra stress to buying Christmas presents because I was going to do it this weekend and I couldn't because like, oh no, what happens if I have coronavirus? And thankfully I don't. And I was able, thankfully, that people will ship to you, so you don't have to worry about that. So like you have all this worry of like what happens, how's this going to work out, what's going to affect the job, how's Christmas going to affect people are coming, families coming into town, like how are we going to get through this? And whenever I go through worry, and I've done it especially a lot through this year, I've remembered these verses. Now, typically I look really at Matthew chapter 6 for these, but Luke is a mirror of that. And so these verses are very similar to it. So in Luke chapter 12, verse 22, it says, Then Jesus said to his disciples, Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, about your body, or what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap, they have no storeroom or barns, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Verse 27 says, Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and Father knows that you will need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. So you're stressed out, you're worried. What are you supposed to do about it? How do you get through this? And Jesus says, do not worry. And sometimes, like going through that verse, Liz deals with a lot more stress than I do. And when we were like trying to deal with the anxiety, and it was like, don't worry. And it was like, sometimes you just can't grit your teeth enough. And it's not just yelling at someone saying, don't worry, doesn't help. And in fact, it has the opposite effect. It's like now I'm even more worried, and I'm more worried about stuff. I'm more worried that I may have upset you or done anything that's like this is not working. And so Jesus is not saying, look, don't worry, and then that's the end of it. He's saying, look, Jesus, God will take care of you. He takes care of the sparrows. He takes care of the flowers. He takes care of everything in nature. He will take care of you as well. So trust in God. Trust in the Lord. That is what faith. If you're talking about faith, and it's like, what does it mean to let your faith work out? It means that, like, okay, if you're worried, if you're stressed out, put your faith in God. Trust that God will take care of you. Trust that God will provide for you. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have any problems. In fact, Jesus is saying, look, you are going to have problems, but he will take care of you. He will see you through. And don't seek after all the things, trying to make everything perfect, trying to make everything nice, because that's what the world does, and it doesn't get them anywhere. So he says, seek first his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Seek after God, seek his kingdom. Look, do what you got to do to love one another, love God, love one another, love everybody. And then if we can do that, then that gets us through the worry. Now, I will say that, like, while I was just sitting at home and like, what am I going to do? How's this all going to work out? There's a couple of things that I did to help me get through this. One is I don't dwell on it. Do not think, don't constantly think about how all things are going to go bad, how all things are just going to get worse, because then you get stuck in this spiral of like, how am I going to get through this? What is going to happen? And you can't let yourself get caught in that spiral. You got to say goodbye. You got to say, like, no, I'm going to think about something else. So why don't you think about God? Now, some people take that into escapism, and that's where they turn to like addictive things and all that. But we want to put our focus on God, because that's what Jesus said: seek first his kingdom. Now, the other thing that I did when I worked through this is that I made up a plan and I worked the plan. So when I first found out I was exposed, it was like, oh no, what are we gonna do? I don't know what to do. And a lot of the stress came from the uncertainty. What do I do in this uncertainty? I don't know how to go forward. And so I went and I got more information. I Googled it, which is awesome, and got the information. And I was like, okay, this gives a plan. And then I got wise counsel. I talked to a pastor. I talked to my wife, and I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And we came up with a plan, and we worked the plan. So first thing, if you're feeling worried, first thing, don't dwell on it. Second thing, come up with a plan. Third thing, work the plan. And that's what I did. I worked the plan. I had a very wise teacher in ROTC in high school, and he said with worry, there's two things you can do about it. There's if you're worried about something and there is something you can do about it, then do it and move on with your life. If there's nothing you can do about it, then quit worrying about it and move on with your life, because there's literally nothing you can do about it. And that I overheard him say that. He was actually saying that to a bunch of sophomores. I was a senior in the other room, and I heard him say that. And I was like, how much wisdom and truth there is to that. And I think Jesus would say the same. Look, if you can do something about it, do something. If you can't, don't worry about it and trust God. Seek his kingdom. Look after that. So I hope that's encouraging to you, especially as we look towards 21, as we look towards Christmas. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and it be the best Christmas ever. And we'll see you back here. We'll see you next week. Saturday after Christmas. It's going to be a good day. So see y'all, everybody. Make sure you check out our Christmas Eve services we got on Thursday and church on Sunday. It's going to be good times, online or in person. Check it out. We'll see you soon. Bye.